But now we're sitting down. We got Alex. He's been in here talking to us all about his deck. We're going to see it in action.
We'll get to see if Golgari actually works for him.
And he is playing against RJ, one of our regulars, who is on a heater. He's been 2-0 on Dimir. Looks like 3 lands in there. He's got some creature. He's got a wall. That's a keeper hand. We got Alex. I only see 2 lands. Usually I'm looking for about 3 lands. I want at least 2. But
so does the rest of his hand look like it's something worth keeping? I mean, do you take the risk on those 2 lands, or is it?
I'm going to be honest with you. This is pre-release.
Yeah, you just go for it.
I don't know the rest of the cards well enough to know offhand if I'm keeping it or not. So I am looking at lands, and right now it looks like Alex decided they were good enough. So I'm going to go with his judgment on that.
Okay.
He does have a guild gate off the bat for Alex. So RJ turn 2 already has a threat out on the board. And we're going to Alex now for his second turn.
Now, see, I thought Alex was more of a Dimir player. That's what he was talking about. Did he just buy into something and like, it looks like what I got was stronger Golgari? Or is he actually deliberately playing that?
Alex is very much a blue player. He loves to play blue-black. That is his style.
Okay.
That's the type of Magic that he enjoys playing, and it works well for him. So when you got here, everybody was able to say, hey, I would like this guild. So if they had the guild kits in stock, that's the guild kit the player got. So that's what he went for. So.
Oh, man. All right, so Dimir, so RJ's looking to just shut down and manipulate card control? Is that kind of how this works? Dimir is black and blue, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Alex is on Golgari. Dimir is black-blue. So I'm not sure. I think Alex was opening his packs and Golgari is just what worked out the best for him. I'm pretty sure he went Dimir.
Yeah, because I feel like he would have gone specifically Dimir.
You asked me a question, I completely missed the question. Yeah, Alex's style is Dimir. So I'm a bit surprised he went Golgari. I didn't ask him about it. We mentioned it earlier. There's 2 guilds with Planeswalkers. Izzet and Golgari.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the promo pre-release stamp, the value is in those 2 guilds because of the Planeswalkers.
Okay.
And then Golgari also has Assassin's Trophy, which is the premier removal spell that we looked at earlier.
Right.
So because of those, I believe Alex probably went Golgari.
Now, lore-wise, you're also saying that those 2 Planewalkers are also
they're going to team up with Nicol Bolas. Yep.
So they're bad guys. My Izzets are bad guys?
Well, yeah.
Curses foiled again.
They did dethrone Niv Mizzet. That's the wrong. Yeah, I agree with Jake. I do believe this was a lottery ticket pull.
Oh.
So he went Golgari to try and get one of those 2.
Okay.
It didn't work out. But he's 2-0, so it's doing okay. But that's the main reason I didn't ask him about not going Dimir earlier.
Okay.
Because it's an understandable. You're paying money for the cards, you want to get your value.
Sure.
So Alex hitting his 4th land. Now, the land that is not a swamp on Alex's side, I'm going to pull up the name of it. It is a land I am very excited about this set, called Gateway Plaza.
Okay. I think we got one of those in the box opening we just did,
well,
yeah?
I am a huge fan of this land. It is going directly into one of my commander decks.
All right, what's it do that's so cute?
The cool thing about it is you see the word land,
mm-hmm.
There's a hyphen, and there's a word after the hyphen.
Gate.
That's the coolest thing about this land. In Dragon's Maze, which was the last time we were in Ravnica, there was that block introduced something called guild gates. So each guild has a gate that produces 2 of their lands, 2 of their colored manas. And so we see the Golgari guild gate on Alex's side.
Mm-hmm.
Produces green or black. There were 10 of them because there are 10 guilds. There was another card in Dragon's Maze called Maze's End, where if you control all 10 guild gates, you win the game.
Oh, wow.
The problem is, in Commander, if I try to win with that and somebody gets rid of one of my gates, somehow exiling it or something, I can now not win with my Maze's End. It doesn't work.
Gotcha.
I now have 11 gates.
So you're hedging your bet a little bit there.
That's right.
Chickity check.
So I am super excited about this gate.
Now, but in terms of immediate play, for this set and this particular deck, what does it do that we're looking at here?
This is a reprint. If you take away the gate subtype, this is a reprint of color fixing lands from other sets.
Okay.
It enters the battlefield tapped, and you have to pay 1 or else you sacrifice it when it enters the battlefield. But after that first turn, after that initial investment of 1, it taps for any color mana. So it is very good fixing.
Okay,
for
that's
all of
true.
these
Okay,
decks.
so that makes sense since the whole set is so heavily cross-color, right?
Right. It allows you, like we saw Jack trying to splash a triple red into his blue-black deck.
So this just becomes a better economy source for that.
You sacrifice 1 turn because it comes in tapped, and you have to spend a mana to keep it in play.
Sure.
But after it's in play, it's a very good land.
Okay.
You just have to.
For all that's been going on, they're kind of stalemating, and I feel like that's kind of. Is that in Alex's favor? Because I feel like it's at the end where Golgari is going to be like, well, rise up, smack, smack, smack. But then again, at the same time, Demir's just looking to crowd control until they pull some kind of sneaky business towards the end as well.
Now, Alex was in here earlier. He said he didn't really have a lot of win cons. He's still trying to go a long game. Now, RJ is on Dimir, which is also not trying to win in the early turns, but it's going to be who gets the better board, who's able to control it better.
So we're just flat out looking at a marathon round here.
We'll see, yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be a fast game, but it's somebody... Alex is playing for leverage, and if you remember, Alex was explaining the Dimir, it's the same thing. They're trying to control the game. They're trying to make sure he does what he wants, but you don't get to do what you want.
You're right.
Whereas the Golgari, if you remember the Orc comparison, yeah, I'll keep throwing my stuff at yours, but I get to keep going. I get more. Can you keep up with me?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, now the Crawl Harpooner that Jake brought up here.
Okay, is Reach Undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature with flying that you don't control. Crawl Harpooner gets +X/+0 and then fights that creature. Okay, so
RJ
that's basically
did
have a flyer.
Okay, so that's just defense against that. All right, that's
green,
good.
Green has a history of not liking creatures with flying, and so this is one of those. It's a good Green's way to kill creatures is with their own creatures. They have them fight them or bully them.
Okay.
And so this is an example of Green fighting against a flying creature, which it already doesn't like.
It's also a 2-mana 3/2.
2 mana 3/2 is very good value with reach.
Yeah, and it has reach.
So yeah, it's a solid creature all around.
Okay.
The fighting is icing on the
Bonus.
cake.
Yeah. Alex is right though. Uncommons win games.
Yeah. And Alex filling up his board with gold creatures over there. I'm trying to keep up, but there are so many of them. It's having a hard time keeping up with what he's got over there.
Well, one of them is an erstwhile trooper.
I don't think so. I've seen a few erstwhile troopers tonight. I don't believe any of those are
Is he
erstwhile
playing
troopers.
white as well?
He has a mishmash. I know he has 2 luminous bonds in there. So yeah, that doesn't help either. I don't know.
Do you want to sit here?
It's hard to tell what is what, but I have seen erstwhile troopers, and I don't recognize any of those on there.
I'm wondering because I mean, if he's going a basic Golgari type of or he's got that kind of a deck going, he does not have much of a graveyard going right now, and I feel like that's.
He's not a devoted Golgari deck. That's the problem.
Okay.
It'll show an issue later. One of them's a Conclave Guild Mage. Yeah.
So he's get.
Okay, one of them is.
So he's still doing
Imara.
buffs, that kind of a thing.
So the one next to the Crawl Insect is Imara, Soul of the Accord.
Uh-huh.
When she becomes tapped, create a 1/1 white soldier with lifelink.
That's Imara, really?
Yep. See?
It's very dark art for.
And then
such a
I see
happy
the
bear.
Conclave Guildmage.
Yeah. You got the Harpooner.
So that just
That
leaves
is a beautiful
1.
looking card, though. You got to admit.
Very
Oh,
nice.
it's nice. And she was the promo card, if I'm not mistaken.
For the
Was it last week or the
for
week
the Games
before?
Day. That was the participation promo for Games Day.
Looks very nice in foil in a promo version also.
Yeah.
So that one tapped creature that is next to the soldier, I'm trying to figure that
I
one
gotta
out.
say though, I am a little sad that they're not putting new art on the promos like they were.
Yeah, but they still look good.
No, they do. The new frame and the new way they're doing the promos look great.
Yeah,
It just would have been cool to see some alternate arts.
I agree.
Maybe a few pentagrams and some dripping blood here.
Yeah.
And there. No,
Yeah, this green white Celestia.
Something to really scare the
priestess.
normies.
Yeah, this green white Celestia priestess used to have skulls and dripping blood.
Yeah. So that is the Swarm Guild Mage
Okay.
down there
Okay.
also. So he's got 2 Guild Mages and a Mara.
So he's playing abs and mages. It seems.
I almost wonder if he's aiming for something where everybody buffs each other for as long as they can, and then once they all eventually die, well, then they're in the graveyard and they'll come back at some and use them to that advantage.
I believe he's just on a value train.
Yeah.
Are we trying to think way too into this? And this is just a patchwork hodgepodge.
I
of
think
BS.
we're reading pretty
Yeah.
deep.
I think Alex might have just gone for the best creature.
This card's good. I'm gonna play it.
We've
Now-
gone 3 steps beyond his meta.
On RJ's side, the middle card is a wall. The top card is Thief of Sanity. It's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer.
Okay.
When it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library.
Steal one.
Exile one of them face down, and then put the rest in their graveyard. For as long as that card is exiled, he could have cast it. But it's gone now.
I appreciate your work there.
I'm trying so hard to keep up. And
When I
they
walked
just
in here-
keep going.
When I walked in here, Andy, I noticed they had your new favorite card from the setup on the monitor.
Yes, I was hyping up the Gateway Plaza.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Alex is playing one. There's a copy on the board right there.
I see it. That's
Yeah.
how I got up there.
Yep.
I am a fan of that card. Also, Circuitous Route. It's a green explosive vegetation improvement, because now you can search 2 basic lands or 2 guild gates and put them into play.
Very nice.
Yes, that is also finding a home.
Direct replacement for Hour of Promise?
Uh,
Direct replacement for explosive vegetation?
no, but it's going in for something. But yeah, this set brought a lot of love for the gate strategy.
Yeah, Andy is a big proponent of guild gates and everything they stand for,
Excellent.
such as winning the game.
I love winning by that. Okay, so we see another Severed Strands. We've seen that quite a few times today. You went Golgari to try to fit... Yeah. Oh, that's been up there a while. But yeah, that's... Alex, Matt threw me off. He was talking about why didn't Alex go Dimir, and I completely misheard the question. But yes, I'm pretty sure he went just for value.
Yeah.
Yes,
Makes
Alex
sense.
did. Yeah, Alex did take a Golgari kit.
And it looks like the RJ wasn't able to stem the offense, which with Amara being able to attack, because he had a 0/3 wall and something that Amara could get through, it makes it difficult to stop all the soldiers.
Right.
So that's game 1. Went to Alex. We're going to see him shuffle up and get into game 2. It looks like Alex might be trying to sideboard a little bit, which we haven't been seeing much of today. Most people have just been shuffling and then moving on. But once you get information about your opponent's deck, if there's a card
If you got a better answer here.
if there's a
in
card in your
pile,
sideboard
not-
that you want, yeah, bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Or if there's a different deck in your sideboard that you want to play, bring it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy does that all the time. If Andy doesn't have 2 decks in sealed, it's not Andy.
I usually
It's
bring
a
2
doppelganger.
sets of sleeves.
Maybe a scroll.
Yeah.
I usually bring 2 sets of sleeves so I can sleeve up both decks.
Nice.
So
Yeah. So if you ever see Andy Foreman, for all these people out there, you ever see Andy Foreman not playing 2 decks in a sealed event?
Well,
It's a scroll that's taking his form.
I don't do it in draft. So just sealed. Yeah, it's not really me. So RJ also looking through his sideboard.
You suppose he's actually doing anything, or if he's just like, well, Alex is doing it, maybe there's something here.
I don't think he would be doing it if Alex wasn't doing it. Because
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure he's gone 2-1 with this deck. Or 2-0 with the deck.
Yeah.
And he's playing it very well.
Does he just need the tempo to go a little differently? That way the cards are coming up? Like, what's...
From what I saw, Alex was basically just on curve the whole game.
Yeah.
Multiple threat.
Alex
after
wasn't
multiple
missing a
threat.
beat, and he was
Yeah.
playing cards like Amara that produce multiple threats.
Right.
So you cannot answer those cards with 1-for-1 or even 2-for-1, which we saw with his Severed Strands.
And as Alex was saying when he was in here last, it's really hard to answer multiple threats. The best way to deal with your opponent's offense is to present a better offense.
Yep. make him answer your deck instead of you answering theirs.
Yeah.
Attack his strengths.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like players are about done shuffling. We're gonna hopefully not see any mulligans and get right into game 2. I expect RJ will be on the play,
I would assume so.
especially at a pre-release.
Yeah.
You have, as the losing player, you have the option of playing or drawing. If you draw, you're behind a turn. If you play, you don't draw.
Yeah.
So you're either behind
What
a
was
turn
that?
or you're
What-
behind a card.
Okay. Looks like we're about to get a look at RJ's hands, so we'll find out. Is it worthwhile?
So
Yeah, that's a
4
good-
lands.
That's 5 lands.
That's
Oh, no, is it 4? Yeah.
that's the sphere that taps a creature and a wall and a veiled shade. That's a keep, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got early defense with the wall.
The
Right.
Veiled Shade is a bomb.
He's got the enchantment to tap down Alex's
Well, not-
Imara or whatever.
What are we
Yeah.
looking at?
We've got 3 lands. The Crawl, Harpooners,
Well-
Spinal Centipede, looks like 2 of them.
Andy, that sphere, depending on how it's worded, you might not want to throw that at Ifara.
It taps the creature.
Does
Ifara
it-
produces a 1/1 when she taps.
Yes. So, but does it tap the creature and stop it from untapping, or tap it when it becomes untapped?
When the capture sphere enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted
Okay.
creature doesn't untap during its
Okay.
controller's untap.
Yeah, I would throw it at Ifara then.
Yeah. Now there have been blue enchantments where they untap but then immediately retap,
Yeah, get retapped.
which would not work well with Amara.
Not at all.
All right, so we have the barrier down on
That's what we
RJ's
call a
side.
non-bow.
I'm guessing that's the guild mage. Looks like the swarm guild mage, I believe.
Yeah. It would be that swarmy guild mage.
I don't know this one. I was just about to brag. We're only 3 rounds in, and I already recognize cards.
Mhm.
And then
That's the
RJ
Veiled-
throws that on the
That's the
table.
Veiled Spectre, isn't it?
Oh, Veiled Spectre. We just saw it.
You literally just said its name, Andy.
Yeah,
I think he still gets the point, Jake.
that was 2 minutes ago.
I think he still gets the point.
Okay, now we're seeing both decks move at a pretty decent speed here.
Yeah, they're both doing.
I mean,
their stuff
they're
this time.
keeping pace with each other, I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I
Alex
wonder
had a
if
pretty
we're going to
solid
have...
turn 3.
Yeah, turn 3, Alex was able to get the locket out and play a Pilfering Imp. So now he's ahead on mana.
Is that the Pilfering Imp?
That's Pilfering Imp, 1/1
That's
flyer.
a good card.
But now Alex has 5 mana available to RJ's 4, so he basically stole the initiative from Alex with the locket.
From RJ.
That's what I meant. RJ played a Muse Drake, so he was able to draw a card.
It's a good one.
But I'd rather be ahead on mana than ahead on cards right
Agreed.
now.
And if you're jamming 4 mana 1/3s,
Yep.
you're not moving forward.
It blocks the Pilfering Imp,
It does.
but that's about it. Pilfering Imp doesn't even need to attack, though,
There's the Crawl Harpooner.
which takes down the Muse Drake.
Yeah.
Even without having a graveyard, that deals 3 damage to a flying creature.
Yeah. And that 1 power is not enough to get the Harpooner back.
Nope. So Alex getting in there with the Pilfering Imp, since there's no longer a flyer on RJ's side. I'm looking up the Veiled Shade 2/2, and for 1 black, 1 generic, RJ can give it +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yeah, definitely a little bit below the shade curve.
A bit expensive. Normally it's 1 black, you give it +1/+1.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. This one's a little more expensive, but late game when you have mana sitting around, it can be it can have an effect.
Mm.
It's still a fine common for
Yeah.
limited.
And that's a Dimir Informant on RJ's side. Enters the battlefield, surveil 2. It's a 1/4. So RJ has a bunch of, between the Drake and the Informant, and the wall. He's got a lot of blocking,
Yeah.
not a lot of offense. So it definitely seems as though he's trying to get to a later part of the game. But Alice is just taking advantage of that in the beginning part. He's now got the spinal centipede.
Yeah.
Which
Is
he's
RJ on multiple lands here? Does he have 5 or 6 yet?
in play? No.
No.
I believe he's got 4.
No. See, I still like turning that shade sideways.
Wait, I'm only seeing 2 lands.
I see some off to the left. I think there's
That are
3.
tapped. So he's got 5
Okay.
and 1 in hand.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, I think I like throwing the shade into combat every turn.
Alright, so RJ's hand, that's a Chemister's Insight, 4 mana, draw 2 card instant with Jumpstart. And that's what Alex made him discard. And I'm trying to find the other card to see what that is. That is the Devious Cover-Up. It's an instant speed counterspell for 4 mana. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into his owner's graveyard, and you may shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library.
That's a good one. It's a very powerful
It's
effect.
expensive, though.
It is, but it's got a powerful effect on it.
Yeah.
What did Alex use to make him discard?
Pilfering
the
Imp.
Yeah.
He sacrificed the Pilfering Imp. And I believe that's not a Guild Mage. Okay, that's some sort of sorcerer instant spell.
The one that he just discarded?
Cast. Yeah. I believe he cast it.
It's coming
That's
back.
a Demir watermark. That's oh my goodness, what is it called?
The joys of pre-release. Okay, I believe I have it. Undercity Uprising. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control.
Wow.
So you use the Spinal Centipede to fight. I'm guessing. Ooh, what did he fight with it? Because it should have killed whatever it fought.
So you just cleared the board.
Yeah, Undercity Uprising, very strong card. Common. Not bad.
That's a Demir bug thing. I don't remember what it's called.
Is that technical terms?
It is, it's a technical term.
Would that get you a point on Name That Magic Card?
Of course not.
Jake is a...
Jake doesn't give away points.
No, he doesn't. That is the Demir Spybug.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that
Demir
what you
bug.
said?
I said Demir bug thing.
Alright.
Close enough.
Flying 1/1 Menace. Whenever you surveil, put a 1/1 counter on it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, not bad at all. As long as you're surveilling. Even without surveilling, it's a 1/1 Menace flying.
Yeah, for 2.
Flying makes it hard to block. Menace makes it even harder to block. So that's double evasion. So yeah, that's
These
not
are the
bad
things that
even
we like
without.
to see here.
Thing is that
Just assume every conversation is on record. Those are wise words from Magic the Gathering. Apply that to your real life.
probably wise words for our Twitch stream too. I need to be more careful, I think. Alright, so looks like RJ passed the turn back. That 4/3 harpoon is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially after way down. Gives that Spybug -2/-2.
And I don't think Alex minds if it gets countered here.
Well, he knows the counter's in hand,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's going to force RJ to tap out.
Yeah, I don't think he minds.
Not quite tap out. He'll still have 2 mana. So RJ opting to let the bug go, and he'll just save the counter spell.
I think that was the right call on RJ's part, though. Save that counter magic for something much more impactful.
So he played the instant speed 3/2 operative, I believe it is? No. It was an instant speed. Whisper Agent. Yeah, 3/2 flash. Oh, he blocked a crawl with it, which was a 4/3. Now, he also should have gotten a Surveil,
Yeah.
and I believe he missed his Surveil.
He was excited to get that crawl off the table.
Yeah, that was a good play though by him because
Yeah.
Surveil would have triggered the Spy Bug, but it would have given away the fact that he had the Whisper Agent.
Yeah.
So that was probably the better play, not playing it in response to the way down.
Actually, I still like playing it in response to the way down. Keep the bugger out and throw it in front of something as a blocker.
Well, the bugs still would have died. Because way down is -2.
Oh, and it only gets a 1/1 counter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I have a surveil card, I can see myself impulsively.
Yeah.
I want to surveil. So, looks like RJ was just never able to get to blunt the assault from Alex on that game.